Alright, so our last run went pretty well. I think I'm going to stick with Lakeburg for another one here, because I want to try my hand at the ever-elusive Apocalypse 5, and I think Lakeburg might be just the ticket. So let's get in and see what our initial roster looks like, and cross our fingers and hope for the best. I think I see a longbow there, which is not a bad thing. Where are we? All right, we're getting it from the top end over here. But it looks like we do indeed have a steel longbow, a sledgehammer, and a scepter. The scepter paid big dividends last time, so we won't sleep on that. But let's take a look at our characters and see if there's any gear that needs shifting around. So first of all, we have Halberd, who is a trader, lots of bag slots. Demonic Blood, which is quite good, but not for a caster. So pretty middling character here. Not going to be doing much with that. Then we have Samara, our melee, who is a jester, a heavy sleeper, and hardy. Again, not the greatest perks. And then we have Tanak, who is a cook with dragon's blood and thickened skin. So I would say that our attributes here are pretty weak, but let's take a look at perks as well, learn a little bit about our characters. So our scepter wielder has the debuffing and poison trees. I'm not sure. One thing that I think is challenging is the fact that they've randomized within these columns means that it is hard to know if indeed we got the things that we need to get, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. Because I do see volatile reactions. I do see initiator on this character. Neither of those volatile reactions is quite good if you're going for kind of a poison build, so we may look for a poison staff for Halberd here. Then we have the defensive perks and the stunning perks on Samara, which coupled with a sledgehammer is probably going to be pretty solid. We have quantity over quality. Yeah, it's hard to kind of like visualize and understand what perks are coming up. I think graying out these lower segments that's a challenging one. And then we have Tanak, who is our ranged character, who has I'm going to call it the assassin tree for lack of a better, and the debuffing tree. All right. Sounds reasonable, but as is tradition, we will be doing our best. I'm feeling a little claustrophobic right off the cuff here, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. We have a lot of visibility issues here, I think, is the main thing. Why I put you over here, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'll do that, and then... Really? That's, I go to all... Oh, those breakpoints. Those are the ones that, that really hurt the most. I'll try and get some stuns landed. But we definitely need to retreat here a bit. And I did not get much in the way of goodness out of our action economy. As you probably, if you've seen me play this before, if you're familiar, the issue that I run into... What is line of sighting me? Oh, that is? Okay, well... I guess I will just use those up. Doesn't matter if we do dodge this turn. But the issue you have in the early game, oh my gosh, the movement is absolutely vicious. I forgot how much of a change of pace we have with this setup. Hey, Stefan. I think you are right on the money, my friend. How are you doing? It is good to see you. We're gonna do our best to do exactly that, but oh my gosh, the movement points are just brutal. Let's see, who didn't get stunned? Hello, Bear. Welcome to the party. How have your games been going? It is good to see you. I'm still really excited about the new perk patch, but I haven't played it in a couple days, so I'm just getting back into it. Things are going well with me. This is my first set of streams after getting back from the West Coast, where I went to take care of some life issues that needed tending to. But we at least used most of our action points, and I guess we can probably do this, and then we'll only take 1 and 1. But we're gonna have some problems here, I think. Oh, we do have one more. We did have one more action point there. It is incredible to me how much the movement points change things. It's really, it's something else. So I think I'm just going to go for some deep stuns, trying to slow down as many as I can. Here, the visibility is just rough. Oh, back on that chess meta. That is I certainly know the rules to chess, but I would not say much more than that. Hey Juan, welcome to the stream. Tips for getting started. I mean, the game doesn't start to a certain extent until you get your teeth into some of the unlocks, for sure. But I think my first and biggest piece of advice is always think about action economy, right? You want to make sure that you are utilizing as many of your hero's abilities as possible, right? And especially in the early game, that usually comes in the form of trying to find ways to utilize whatever you have at your disposal. And I'm struggling here, as is normal in the early game. We didn't get this guy, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's all about action economy. The game is about making sure that you have the capability to do enough damage to take down the horde. The sensors definitely add some complexity. Oh, did I just... I made a mistake. I was planning on hitting you with a move. Oh, I guess you don't need it. You can get out on your own. So that's good. And thinking about where things are going to move into. Like, my plan for this one is probably to have Samara body block the other... oh, she can't actually. But I gave our melee dodge in hopes that will absorb some hits. But yeah, at this difficulty, it's really important to be utilizing your mana in order to knock down some of the baddies. We have 48 more to go. The other thing that I will say is getting those perfects on early nights is worth spending mana on, for sure. I say as I... wait, why can I not move out? Well, that's interesting. Why can none of my characters move right now? Interesting. Oh, there we go. Now we're going. Still beta, right? That was an underwhelming hit. So, like I said, we're going to focus on trying to get as much of... I think I'm going to come here and try and knock down a few more. But the big problem we're going to run into is these guys over here. Our longbow just doesn't have the power even on isolated targets to get single hits because of the breakpoints that we're dealing with here. So, all right, which means I think that our hammer brother absolutely has to come put in work over here. I'm going to focus on targets, hoping to get some advantageous procs of stun there, which we didn't get. Now over here, what do we have left? So to minimize incoming damage, I'm actually going to body block over here. And then we can basically, I think, send as much damage as we can over this way. But again, very challenging on the first night with this much movement. Yeah, so we armored these guys up to be our body blocker. That's unfortunate. Okay, so... Ooh, please. The double... That was a very unfortunate outcome there, getting the double miss. That's very bad. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to... continue holding off. I'm definitely spending into our mana reserves in a big way right now. But yeah, so like I was saying, the advantage of getting those early perfects is you get the bonus items. When you're first starting out, it's a little less important. You have a lot more flexibility and a lot more capacity to, you know, have minor imperfections in your gameplay. Once you get to the higher difficulties, it becomes very punishing. And you really need to think hard about every resource that you have at your disposal. Now, I think we're going to be relatively okay. I'm worried we're going to take a few hits on the ruins, but I think we're in relatively good shape. These walls aren't going to last very long, but that's okay. The other thing, and this is not something you have to necessarily worry about in the early game. Oh, come on. But you need to be able to tank. Some of these folks, because you're gonna have to work on the sensors, at least until they rework the sensors. The walls are not a problem anymore. Is a very accurate description of what is going on, Bear. So yeah, Bear, I'm still very curious about chess. Is that a game you have a lot of history with, or are you picking it up for the first time? Let's see. I think we have the action point, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hold this one in place while we do the work that we need to do. And then I'll put that there, which should block everybody in place. So yeah, are you new to chess, or is chess an old love of yours that you are returning to? This is also going to be a very, very labor-intensive sensor killing because we have really crummy weapons for killing sensors. And I'm going to pull this guy back one in hopes of just getting us a little extra space. Chess is definitely a family game, in my experience, Bear. It's always seemed like families that families like to chess together. Let's see, how much is this gonna do? Okay, not bad. I learned chess from my mom when I was a tiny little potamus. But I've never been any good. Holy cow. This guy is hitting hard given the fact that I'm armoring up twice. Ooh, that was spicy. Yeah, can this guy hit through my armor? No, I think we're in the safety zone. 880. It's also frustrating that we can't punch these. What is the potential damage here? 104? All right, we can't quite get the kill there, which is good. All right. But if I forget to armor up here, we will we will have a bad time. Now, chess is based on the ELO system online, right? So, hypothetically, as you improve, your opponents should also improve. lichess.org. I'm gonna assume that's the spelling on that one. I originally read it as liches.org, but I presume that that's not the that's not the one. It'd be interesting if momentum carried over between turns. Probably too easily abused. You would just have one person kind of orbit until the very end and blow up select targets. But that's kind of how I've played scepter runs anyways before. That last scepter run that we had was bonkers. I'm not inclined to play it that way again this time. You're bringing me back to Erotus, Stefan. With liches.org. So it looks like next week at this time, when we play the last spell, we will be on the official perks patch. It will have rolled out. Which is very exciting. I'm psyched to get a chance to play it in its final form. Although from what I've seen, they've stopped making modifications. Like there were a couple balance tweaks that they did to some of the skills that I'm sure we will see in the not too distant future here. But it seems like for the moment they don't have a lot of changes. Yeah, Stefan, I'm a little sad about Erotus. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it had an interesting concept. I think I have a game that's still midway through. I may at some point do a stream to finish up that game. But yeah, unfortunately, no one on YouTube watched it. It seems like its presence on YouTube is relatively dead at this point, unfortunately. Okay, so we'll come around this way. As opposed to a thrilling game of Whack-A-Sensor, which is the game that we're trapped playing at the moment. I look forward to the sensor rework. I think that will be a banner day. 217. All right, we can get it next time. I think there's a design element to sensors that has the potential to be good, and that is them being a resource sink, right? An action point sink. But unfortunately, in their current form, they don't quite live up to that promise. Alright, we're almost there. For 152. We will call it there, and this one's at 129, so we'll just give it a punch. Alright, and that is everybody below 100. So we get our S rank, which is good for the first night. We didn't pay that close attention to kill distribution, and Hubbard pulled out ahead. Which one was Hubbard? So easy to forget. We'll check that in a second here. So that Hubbard was our scepter person? Yeah, our scepter person. Okay. So we'll be over here for this next one. And so my playstyle, I'm gonna stick by the upgrade, and then tear down, and then get 2 more houses going. But I think we spend the rest of our money on... Well, we tear down one of these. Do we upgrade and do a 3 ruin? 36. How much do we get back from this? 48? Yeah, I think we can... We can afford to go to 77. Let's see what our night reward is. An Adept's Wand is not what you like to see on your first night. But these are all impressively trash. So a second weapon is a second weapon. But let's take a look at the store really quickly to see... Oh my gosh. Apparently all the legendaries are here. Raven Queen's Talons with +2 movement points on them. Pretty nice. Oh yeah, I forgot to check. I didn't do a lot of gear adjustments here. Not sure that I needed to. The -3. The -3 on the daily mana regen here, I think I should offset it with the Kettle Helm. But we'll come back to that. So shop-wise, we have another staff, which is not that useful. We have an adamantium hammer. The rusty great axe is almost better. I really don't want a second longbow, though. Now we're already picking up... Oh, we do have a short bow. So 40 and 32. This adamantium hammer has so much more damage on it. We need to get up to 80 gold for that, so let's see what we can get rid of here. like 10 armor. Oh my gosh, you were almost falling over. You were almost taking damage just due to that. That's disheartening, but we can get rid of that hat. Yeah, our caster, we shouldn't have had our caster low on mana regen. That was unwise. We'll keep that trinket. This one's pretty worthless. We need to sell one more item to get us there. We got a worn heavy armor here, which should really go on anyone but you. Let's put the light armor there, the heavy armor there, and then I guess let's claim our night reward. We're gonna pick up the wand for lack of a better item. It's good to have at least some range damage. And then we need to pick up 3 more. So I'm back to probably selling this kettle helm. No, the other kettle helm is. So if anyone's getting a kettle helm, it should be you. We sell this kettle helm. There we go. And now we have 83, which allows us to pick up the mithril shortbow and the adamantium hammer. They are not good weapons, but that's one of the things that I was saying, Juan, if you're still hanging around, is probably, in my opinion, more important than anything else, is getting your 2 weapons on the first night so that you have the ability to use all of your action points. Because that's how you win, for lack of a better way to describe it. You need to get all of the action points usable and maximize their benefits. So certain weapon pairings pair well together for that reason, etc. Now, halberd is a little 4 accuracy, -3, +1 move. I may. So one thing is you can buy items back from the shop at the same price that you sold them at. I think I'm going to sell that and buy back the helmet. I think the helmet is actually better for the block that it gives if halberd needs to take a hit. But I think that's it for this round, except we're going to build at least 1 catapult. I think we can get by with just 1 catapult. And we've primed the sensors so they will die. Oh, I know. The temptation with all the legendaries was insane, but there's just there's no way to make that work. So I think that's it. Oh yeah, I should do level ups. That's a thing that I should do. I will take the physical damage here. Oh my gosh, what is up with hammer builds and skill range? That's been our last 2. I can't not take it. Ranged hammer is best hammer. Back protection is probably a smart take here. Quick reload has changed. So it now is a 3-time restore all, but it didn't used to be on this tier. I think it's much stronger on this tier. And then steady aim is not that useful for us. Back protection is only giving us 35 at this stage, but that basically doubles our armor. So I think that's probably the way to go. It's that or we go for stunning. I think long term we're going to be going for a stun build. What's this one is a stun too, right? Yeah. Actually, let's go. There's certain things you can't stun. That's the main challenge. We didn't even get fully regened, but I'm gonna roll with stunning. We're gonna see how that works out for us. All right. Let's see. I'll take the crit. And I'll definitely take the isolation. We have the longbow. We need to bump those numbers up. Steady aim is quite good here. Increasing reliability on isolated targets also fits well with our plan. Steady aim is almost always my go-to. Cherry picking is also very good. But I think steady aim is more widely useful. So we'll do that. And then over here, big crit bump. They're offering us momentum. Ah, game. The temptation is real. None of these really excite me that much. I do like where our crit is sitting. We'll pick up the momentum until we have another play. But here's where things get a little tricky. Oh, Harvester for sure. Pick that up. Harvester is an exceptional quirk when you get it. Are these called quirks? Perks, excuse me. Exceptional perk. So first turn, we're immediately going to take out these 2 mist sensors, and then we'll get down to work. And I'm not going to build the second catapult. Risky, but I think it's the right way.